You're out there. You're just confident.
Once more, watch. Alright, so you read the title. So I have a very juicy story to tell you guys. I've been editing videos in the past few days, but I had to put those to the side for now because I really wanted to tell you guys this story. This literally just happened last night. As I'm filming this video right now, it's currently Friday the 18th, and this happened on Thursday, which was yesterday, like I said. So it hasn't even been a full ass day because this was last night. It's very fresh. Honestly, I'm still kind of in disbelief that it happened, but it happened. And honestly, this is probably the craziest experience relating to pickup that I've ever had in my life. I've had similar experiences before with, you know, boyfriends involved, but this is definitely the number one craziest that I've experienced. So I'm gonna give you guys pretty much the full detailed story from when I first met the girl to, you know, when we started texting to when we met up and all the way to, you know, the juicy part. So without further ado, on Wednesday, I decided to meet up with one of my homies. He's like really big on pickup, right? He actually discovered me on YouTube. So, you know, we kind of became friends since then. So we met up on Wednesday, and he was gonna help me film some infield because, you know, like I haven't been posting a lot, so obviously I need a lot of infield to post, and he helped me out there. So once we got that down, we filmed all the infield I needed. He still wanted to go just, you know, have like a day game session. So I took him to the nearest mall that's near my house. So we went to the mall, and this guy is very into like white girls. Like that's his thing. So I spotted a white girl for him. I'm like, yo, that girl right there. And she was a thick white girl. But he doesn't like thick white girls. He likes them thinner. And I'm like, bro, just go. And then he was like, no. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go. So then I ran up to her and we started talking. And it was pretty much like an instant, like she was into me, like from the beginning. You know, obviously when you convey that confidence, the girls are just like, damn, who is this guy? So we talked, and then we walked a bit around the mall, and then we kind of started getting like a little physical, like not physical, like crazy physical, but like before she left and I said goodbye to her, I gave her 2 kisses on the cheek. And then, you know, I was trying to dance with her before that too. I was trying to like hold her hand. I was trying to instant date her. But she wasn't having it, but she was having it. Like she was laughing the whole time. She was digging it. But it was just that she had to go, which that was her reason apparently, that she just had to go, so she couldn't like, you know, immerse herself in the whole Leo experience. So anyway, she gives me her number. Oh, and she offers her number too, actually. I forgot to mention, because we're talking about something. I honestly forgot. But she's like, yeah, so if you want my number, you know, here, you can take it. And I was like, okay, I think I'll take your number then. So then I took her number down, and then yeah, she left. She left. And maybe like 5 minutes after that, I'm guessing she was, you know, still getting in her car. She texted me. Oh, by the way, I'm also going to show you guys the text conversations. I don't know if I mentioned that already. It's probably in the title, but I'm going to read you guys the text messages. All right. So she texted me saying, I'll give you a peace of mind. I actually gave you my number, winky face. So I said, as the universe intended, because I tend to throw the universe, like the word universe a lot, and like, you know, when I'm picking up girls, just as a joke. So I'm like, as the universe intended, her name, looking forward to my fun fact as soon as you get home. Yeah, so that's how I approached her. I approached her with some stupid fun facts. And then she's like, I actually have a good one for you now since you like animals. And then she gave me one, and I'm like, oof, hit me. That's when she gave me the fun fact. And then I'm like, I'll just skip all this because we're pretty much talking about fun facts here. I'll skip to the better, juicier parts. So yeah, so after the fun fact conversation, I'm like, by the way, I have a question for you. And she's like, hit me. And I'm like, what you doing on Friday? She's like, I'm actually pretty busy Friday and Saturday, but I'm free Sunday. And then I'm like, perfect. You and I are going on an adventure on Sunday. And then she's like, ooh, what are we doing? I'm like, for starters, do you like sushi? She's like, who doesn't? I'm like, you'd be surprised. I'll take you to the best sushi spot in town. Guaranteed party in your mouth. She's like, down. I haven't had sushi here since I moved. So yeah, apparently she came from a different state. So she just like moved here a couple months ago. here too, like around where I live. And then I asked her how long ago she moved, and I'm like, cool, I'll pick you up in my limo. She's like, wait, what? And then she told me way back in October. I mean, I told you back in October. Wow, don't remember. And I'm like, I meant scooter, sorry. And then I continue, like I said, adrenaline rush is a serious condition. And then she's like, if that's the case, I'll pick you up. What are we doing right now? She continued. And then I'm like, I'm confused, what? And then she's like, sorry, when I say we, I mean you have it. And I'm like, oh, but yeah, it's true, results in poor memory, especially when meeting girls named blank. And the thing is right here, so when she did ask me, what are we doing right now? She meant that literally. But I thought she was just saying, like, she was going off of what I said about the whole adrenaline rush. But you'll see right now that she actually was asking me what I was doing right now. And then she's like, yikes, you calling me basic? And then I'm like, what? No, it was more of a compliment, an attempt at flirting, if you will. And then she's like, and also you didn't answer my question. Didn't catch it, but maybe it's because I'm drinking with my coworkers. And then I said, what was your question? That explains. She's like, what are we doing right now? So then I'm like, oh, you meant that literally. Whoops, I'm actually engineering some music right now. She's like, maybe I wanted to hang out with the little emoji. And then I'm like, ooh, I can finish in 25 minutes or so. Let's hang out around 7:30. So at this time, I think it was like 6 o'clock. And she's like, where are you at? And then I told her the cross streets of where I live. And then I'm like, finishing up, where are you at? And then she sends me the address to this Irish pub that she was at. And then she's like, I parked though. And I'm like, gotcha, I'll head out in 5 minutes. What do you mean parked though? You're in your car? She's like, absolutely, where are you? I'm like, I'm on my way. She's like, oh, but my car is here. And I'm like, huh? So right here, where she sent me all these messages, I was actually driving, and then I called her up. So she sent me one message, and I'm like, I'm confused. So then I called her, and then we kind of like clarified things, and then that's why she sent me all these other messages, because we're kind of like calling, and then we would hang up, and I was still confused, and I called her again, and she sent me these messages. So basically, she sent me her address finally, because she had left the pub that I was going to, because apparently she couldn't be parked there for more than like 2 hours or something like that, she said. So she said she was going home. So she told me she'll just send me her address, and if I can go pick her up, that'd be cool. So that's what I did. She gave me her address, and I drove to her place, and then I texted her, I believe I'm here. And then she's like, I'll come down, park on the first level. And I'm like, I parked on the street. All right, so now, so she comes out, right? I'm waiting for her. She comes out, and she's looking pretty good. So, you know, she gets in my car, and she's like talking about what she was doing, blah, blah, blah. And at this point, since it was very last minute, because we were supposed to hang out Sunday, right? We had that planned already, but this was Thursday, so I'm like, and this was very last minute. So I didn't know really what we were doing, but obviously, like I said before, as the man, you kind of have to take that lead. So even if you have nothing in mind because it was so last minute, you still got to decide something. So then I decided, fuck it, it's night already, you know, the sun is gone, the moon is out. I'm like, let's just go to the fucking view, fuck it. So I tell her, I'm like, hey, let's go to the view, fuck it. Like, since this was very last minute, this view is gonna blow your mind. So then she's like, okay. So we're driving, we're chatting, and then, you know, she starts telling me about some stuff about, I guess, her life. And then we start talking about the Pride Parade that I went to. I'm not sure if I ever told you guys that, but it's a story, long story short, about I got hit on by a lot of dudes. And then when I was telling her that, she was like, well, yeah, you're a very, very handsome guy. And I was like, oh, damn, like, she's giving me very good compliments now, flattery. Anyway, we get to the view, and then as soon as we like start walking up the hill to get to the actual view itself, you know, she's already like linking arms with me. And I'm like, all right, so she's very touchy now. And obviously I have to be dumb to not know what's up. You know, she obviously wanted to hang out because something was gonna go down. She didn't just want to hang out and talk about Monopoly games. She wanted, you know, things were gonna happen. So we're walking up the hill, we get to the spot, and yeah, we're just chilling. She's like sitting really like close to me, and I'm being flirty. I'm kind of being touchy, but I'm very subtle with it because I just don't want to like give my all, because then it shows that I'm kind of desperate. So I'm kind of keeping a little space, you know, like I'm touchy, but then I back off and then talk about something normal. So long story short to that, she's very close to me and we're like dancing, and when we're dancing she has her face on my head like this, and I'm like, all right, she's like trying to make out right now, but I didn't go for the make out yet because I'm like, no, I have to keep growing that sexual tension. So so we stopped dancing, we sat down, and then she pushed her legs on top of my legs, and I'm like, all right, yeah, like something's gonna go down now. So basically, after about a couple minutes, I finally make out with her. We start making out, and we start making out hard. I'm not talking like a basic make out. Like, she was like eating my face in a good way. And she starts like getting on top of me, and we're like, this view, it's pretty private, but there are people there, and you can't see silhouettes of people that are there. You can't really see details, but you still see what they're doing. And she was on top of me like as if we were about to start smashing already. And so I'm like, damn, this girl's wild, but I didn't care, so I just went with it. Anyway, I stopped her again because, like I said, sexual tension. So I stopped her, and then she made a comment about it. She's like, man, you don't want to make out with me. And then she just threw out blatantly, are you good at Mario Kart? And I'm like, am I good at Mario Kart? I'm fucking phenomenal at Mario Kart. She's like, she has Mario Kart. I mean, she says that she has Mario Kart at home and that I would lose if we played. So I'm like, you're very much mistaken. So basically, we made out a little bit more, and then we went back to my car. We held hands there, back to my car. And then we drove to her place. And then we go up to her apartment building. She invites me in, and I'm kind of like, she's giving me like a little tour, like she's showing me her cats and stuff. And then she changes into her jammies. And then I'm just sitting in the living room. And at first, we're just like, she gives me a cup of water, I'm drinking water, playing with her cats, and then we played Mario Kart. And then I beat her the first time, and then she beat me the second time. And then she had board games too, so then we started playing those board games, and then she kept beating me on those for some reason. Until finally, she put on some Netflix. She told me to pick the movie, and I picked a funny movie. Oh, and when we started watching the movie, she brought out a bong. And I'm like, fuck it, let's smoke. Why not? So we smoked a bong, and then we got pretty high. So I was pretty high, and it's been a while since I've smoked, so it hit me kind of hard. So I was just kind of chilling, you know. I'm very like laid back now. I'm already laid back as it is, so imagine with weed, I'm just like super just super laid back. So we're watching this comedy movie, and I'm like laughing my ass off at this movie. And then, you know, she starts getting like snuggly with me, and then we start making out, and then she's like, you know, biting on my neck and stuff, and on my hand. And then it starts getting heavier and heavier. And this time it's like, because it starts getting heavier and we're at her place, I don't really hold back. So then I get on top of her, and I don't know if I should paint the whole picture for you guys. Should I? Fuck it, I will. So then I start taking off his shirt, and then, you know, we start, you know, you can visualize that for yourself actually. Anyway, it gets to the point where it's like so hot and heavy that I ask her if she has a condom around. So I brought one, but I left it in my car like a fucking idiot. So, but she says no, but that she would be glad, or she would gladly put me in her mouth. So I'm like me being stoned, I was like, okay. So yeah, so she starts giving me top, she starts giving me head, and it's a pretty good head, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that definitely was not her first time doing that, so she's had some practice. And we go on for a good 10 minutes, right? So I'm just chilling, baked, getting top, watching this funny movie. And as that's going on, I hear keys behind me opening a door. Like, the front door was behind us, and I hear the keys, and I quickly go like, what the fuck is that? And it takes her another second to realize that those are keys. So then I look back, and then when she hears it, she goes, oh shit. And I turn back, and like, I guess the first thing I thought was, oh, her parents must be coming home. Like, she didn't tell me about parents, she didn't tell me about like anyone. I thought she lived alone. So anyway, the person that opened the door was a dude with a beard, a lot bigger than me. And this dude straight up had luggage. He was carrying luggage as if he was coming back from an airport. And like I said, I was high, so it took me a little longer to process what was going on. So I see this dude, and the first thing he says is, get the fuck out of my house. And that takes me a second as well, like, wait, is he talking to me or her? And then yeah, she's like covering because, you know, like she's fucking pretty much naked. And yeah, like she was caught red-handed. And I get up, I start grabbing my stuff, and I just like, the dude is still in front of the door, so I'm like, I hope he doesn't fucking try to hit me or anything. But no, I get my stuff and I like pass by, kind of like shamefully staring at him, and I'm like, sorry man, I had no idea. And then he just kind of like nods at me. And then I walk out and I'm walking back to my car, and then I realize, fuck, my wallet. I don't have my wallet. So I actually left my wallet at their place. So I had to go back. I had to fucking knock on the door and be like, hey, I'm sorry to bother you guys, but my wallet's in there. And then, yeah, they gave me the wallet, and I'm like, thank you. And then that was that. I just go back to my car, and I'm like completely in shock. And I'm just like, yo, this felt like a dream. But yeah, man, that's the story. And honestly, I don't know what happened. Like, I'm not going to see if she's good or not, because honestly, man, that's not my problem. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what happened. But yeah, that's the story of last night. I just wanted to share it with you guys because, man, these girls out here be fucking wild. They don't tell guys that they have boyfriends. But then again, my reason to that would be, sometimes, not all the time, but the reason would be that when you have such a high level of social intelligence, you know how to talk to girls, you know how to convey confidence, you almost become irresistible. So even girls that have boyfriends, they see you and they're like, damn, like I have a boyfriend, but this guy is a snack. So yeah, that was that story, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed experiencing it firsthand. And yeah, man, I'm editing more videos. I'm gonna put out some infills, some breakdowns, some text convos that led to dates. I went on a date on the day before. No, it was that day. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, so I've been active, guys, so expect a lot of videos. But yeah, talk to you guys soon. See you guys in a few days, and yeah, peace out.